Hello, and welcome to Elden Ring. We'll be continuing again through the DLC. And I believe last time we just made it down the cliff and into a village. So we'll be exploring said village today, and seeing if we can just worm our way around the map a bit more. I will admit, the first few notes on that bit of music then that came in, that looked like humming and stuff with quiet background, whatever it is, properly reminds me of the start of God of War's soundtrack, like Kratos' theme. Very reminiscent of that. Right. So it doesn't look like there's too much behind us. We'll move in front then. Right, we're rested. We can summon here if we need. Suffering. That person's different. Right. That's something we need to get rid of. So yeah. Oh, they're here. There we go. Oh wow, okay. We hit like a truck with this. Big into the road then, aren't they? Not that it matters. Right. I've noticed as well, we got a new pot, didn't we? Which I think means we can... I think that increases the maximum number of throwable pots that we can be using at once. So it increases like, our capacity of those throwables that we can craft. Really? People died to that guy? Looks at health bar, notices scratch. Huh. How? I mean, it's fair enough though, for something that's easy for me might be. Maybe against certain builds is really nasty or something. You never know. I don't know how we're gonna manage to get up to this here. There we go. A little run and jump solves everything, it seems. Right. The Bonnie butchering knife. Say it's the Bonnie village. They don't seem very bonny. They're not exactly cheerful. They strike me as rather sad. But I am remembering, because I might have an inkling as to what's happening. I'm gonna guess. When we talked to Alexander the Pot, that we've met. So if we remember back, the big pot guy that you could be friends with in the base game, and even summon to fight Radahn, and you eventually, I think eventually you fight him. Try left, then necessary item ahead. Dog ahead, therefore try ranged. If only I had a bridge. I think... Anyway, yeah. But yeah. So, I remember Alexander the Pot being, what's the wording? He is... Yeah, he was made of, like, he's a meat pot. And I think all the pots in the game are meat pots as well. So as in they are literally... They're pots of meat. Which is weird to think that they're literally just... Yeah, it's literally pots of animated meat. That have got like arms and legs and stuff. Is this like starting to backtrack as to where the site of grace was? It kind of is, yeah. Right, so there's basically nothing back here. But yeah, so they're all crying around these giant pots. I'm just wondering if maybe that's where most of the village is now. Now let's get the dogs. You see, when it said go left necessary item, I thought maybe it means up there and don't go forwards before you find the item, but I'm noticing a message and we've got a few bloodstains here. Surely they didn't die to the dogs, right? Right, a good find. This is why we read the messages. Please say you fell off a cliff and landed here and not that you died to the dogs. Someone wasn't wearing enough armor. Died to the dogs. Ugh. I mean, I can understand. Oh god, these are all... Yeah, I'm guessing they came out of a pot. That must have fallen through the bridge. So, confirmation, yep. They all got stuffed into pots. But yeah, I can get why people sometimes die to like some of the easier things. It's like, really? They died to the dogs? Maybe they came out of that boss fight against, well, that mini boss fight and were injured? I don't know. Strikes me just as a bit odd. Right. I know for a fact we can't make it down there. This maybe winds down to that spot at some point, possibly? Right. Oh, whatever that person was saying, they're found by going left on that message. I don't see it. Right, so I've got these weird spirit people who are... Oh. So that's why they were a bit easy. They're actually just a named enemy. So some kind of like elite, but they're not exactly a mini boss. I'm guessing we'll probably face a bigger, angrier version of them. Or something now. Perhaps so. Ow. No mercy shown there. Right. And we get some food. Right, so this was the... Okay. Am I just like surprisingly well kitted out for this particular type of fight, or? Well, they do hit quite hard, I will say. Another pot, lovely. If you want to do a throwables build, we probably could now. Meanwhile, in another realm, a wizard is trying to do their thing. Right. Well. I don't think there's much up here. But I'm still going to check. Mind you, I don't want my mimic to disappear. We'll get on to the limit of our area. And I think I see an item. I think it was back behind some of those bushes, but yeah. Right. We'll get to the end and we'll have to yeah, we'll get to the end and we'll see didn't expect snake. Right. I'm just gonna, in case, top my health up. I've got a bad feeling about this. Shields up. Oh, so his mimic goes away on here as well. We might as well explore this area then, before I move on. But yeah, it's... I do wonder though, if maybe I'm just particularly well suited for these types of enemies, that it just so happens that this is like the Omega Ultra build to use against them. That said, it might not be. It might just be weak like I think that they are. Right, I thought it was... Oh no, it is an item. I was going to say I thought it was an item, but it looks like it was a mushroom. No, it is an item. And it looks like a rather important one. Oh. It's an emote. Still worth coming and collecting just for completion's sake, but I was hoping it were gonna... When I saw the statue and that, I thought it was... Okay, it's not alive. Is it like skin that's been shedded, or is it like a... That's foreboding, isn't it? Right. Right. Yeah. Kind of just wondering how people are not winning versus these. It's a bit odd that they're not. Really, when I think about it. At what point can I actually go down to there then? So... This doesn't actually go down, does it? Yep, someone's like, map? Why? Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. Because when you look at the map, that looks like you can go around here and go here, and it looks like it's going down, possibly onto whatever this is underneath here. You think, oh, this is going to go down and below it. No, it's not. So, nope, it is not. And if you dare to try, you will absolutely die. Right. Apparently, by the way, dexterity lowers the amount of the fall damage you take. It does make me wonder, like, how much dexterity would you need to just be able to take basically any fall in the game? I wonder what the best build you could get for dex is. Well, for like fall damage. Just as like for shits and giggles. Could you make like a vigor and dexterity build so you're just able to fall from the top of the mountain and live? I might have to look that up, see if someone's been dumb enough to do it. Did that deer just try to go at me for a moment then? It's like sneaking up behind me, then it had second thoughts. I'm like, what? A tooth whip? That's not weird at all. Just where were it? The random bloodstain? Yep. There's always one dumb enough to try. But there might be secrets down there. Splat. Right. I just thought, I could be summoning my mount here. Because we've been walking through all the area before, and then I thought, oh, it's a village, so I won't be able to... No, you absolutely can. We're on 82k worth of runes at the moment. Quite a bit, actually. Did I miss a bridge? Did I miss a bridge going over there? We can go back and look and then just come straight back. We did and all. I think I looked at this as well. And just didn't go over because I was still exploring. Uh-oh. Shields up. True ahead, therefore first off left. 10 appraisals. Let's hope that that's good advice. Right. Well, something somewhere died. Ah. I see. I see. Got him. There's two. A lot tougher this one. The other two both went down in a single hit. That guy took a few. Right. I think we're no longer trying to remain stealthed here, are we? We've dealt with the ambushers. Behold Head Mountain. I'm like looking at the mountain now, thinking, is there like a head in the mountain, like Mount Rushmore style or something? If there is, I can't see it. Cave. Cave. Time for hole. Just one had to just be weird, didn't there? Welcome to Bonnie Jail. Here's something as well. I've been looking into, since it's been a while. Oh, this looks interesting. I've been looking into oh dear. Is this what they're like inside the pots then? But yeah, since it's been a while since I was last on, I've reminded myself of what's it? I've basically looked up on YouTube like things about the weapon and stuff I've been using to just get ideas of like what builds I could go for with like faith stuff and that sort of thing. And apparently in this DLC, but I'm not sure exactly how, but apparently the blasphemous blade that I'm using has been, oh dear, it's been buffed a bit. So yeah, and something that's quite interesting though is that it scales with faith and strength, and you get benefits on the strength up until around like 40 odd strength. So it's actually, Christ, they hit hard when they just grab you. It annoys me that that can go through blocks. I have to be careful because they seem to be getting very handsy at the moment. They were all definitely pre-programmed to just go for the grabs. Did they jump in without healing or something? No, they got grabbed by all them guys. Right. So yeah. So it scales with strength and faith, this weapon. And I was wondering to myself, why did past me, and it actually also scales with dex, but yeah, why did previous me not like max level this thing up? Oh, I see what it's wanting us to do. Jump, jump, jump onto there. Okay. Or we can dive down the mega hole. Which do I feel more comfortable with? But yeah, so yeah, there's ooh, a ladder there. I wonder if it goes up or down. Honestly, the fewer jumps that I have to make, the better. Oh. So it's like, they're like lifts. I'm glad I read that. Another big pot. Right. So if we wanted to do loads of stuff with like crafting loads of pots to throw at people, this would be where we want to go. I might have to start doing that. See what we can like maybe craft en masse with resources that we can usually just easily find. See if I could maybe put something together to just start lobbing at bad guys. Thing is, I usually like to keep my quick slot items fairly clear, so I just like my potions, because when I'm fighting I want to be able to quickly access them without having to be like, oh crap, press this, well, is that the right one? Ooh, and rummaging around while I'm being stabbed to death. So I like to keep that bar clear usually. So is there not much more down here? Is that kind of it? I'm also wondering where that ladder goes to then. Because if it doesn't go down here, where the hell does it go to? So yeah, I'm guessing this is the facility in which they put all the people in the pots. That's something. When we go back to the town, I want to quickly check to see if if I can actually shoot those pots that are hanging above the village and have them like fall down. See if that makes them do anything. I wonder if that one maybe goes up. Yeah, there's definitely something in there, and I'm wondering if I'm supposed to be able to get there through here somehow. Yep. Go over down, so all to speak. Why is it always item? Can't break these, can I? Yeah, that should have hit it. Or spot on that one, so yeah, right. I'm wondering if this second one takes us somewhere else. No. It does not, and now we have to do this whole thing again. It looks like though there are several of these. It looks like there's nowhere to go up. And you. I think that's where we came in, isn't it? This is that first door we checked with this. Oh no, I guess we never checked this. Is there, when they get staggered, so I'm going to say, it doesn't seem to let me just hit them from the front, so I'm wondering if you have to get them from behind when they're staggered, but I guess not. Right, maybe I have to... I was thinking maybe to get in that room it must be down to go up, but then we've gone down and we couldn't come up, so I guess the only way to go now would be to go in here, and it's down here, it seems. Lovely. Right. But yeah, as I was saying, so I've been looking up the Blasphemous Blade a bit more, see if I could come up with maybe more optimised build and what I should be going for in the DLC. And so apparently a few things. So as I said, we've been stacking strength up to use this sword. And strength does affect the damage, but, and there's a big but to this, now it also scales with, like I said, dexterity and faith. What is important is that as you level that stat up, you get diminishing returns, so charting them, yeah, checking. I thought they meant that they were going to be like a big bug, like scorpion spiders in like a hidden room, and there'd be items, but nope. And here's the ladder. But yeah, so there's a limit really. So and it's around where we're at. Around where we're at. This is the front. Stalwart Horn Charm +2. So we had Stalwart Horn +1. I've got Mottled +1. Vastly raises robustness. I think that means we're harder to like stagger with large weapons and knock back, isn't it? Behold the door. But yeah, so you think, okay, so if it's strength and dex scaling, and we're getting really diminished returns now with each level of strength compared to the weapon damage, then what could we swap to? Because, well, it scales with dexterity as well. Okay, maybe we should do dexterity, but then you think, but there's faith. We could scale it with the faith, right? The faith only affects, because you can see it's got like 200 odd fire damage and 100, nearly, so it's got nearly 300 physical and nearly 200 fire damage. I think that plus amount, I think, is the amount we get from dual wielding it. Well, two-handing it, I should say. So what I think that is then, well, what happens with it is that the fire damage is affected by faith, which is why, oh I see, which is why it scales so well with faith. It's like, oh yeah. Thanks for the heads up. So the fire damage, and I believe that special attack that it does with its unique Ash of War scale with your faith, right? It's also worth noting we need to charge here. It's also worth noting that while yes, maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I need to do something else to open hidden passages, because I've seen a few of those now, and each time I've attacked, and it's like, nope. Yeah, that's it. Do I have group up? Yep. Let's two-hand it again. So yeah. It's... So you think, okay, so the faith damage on the sword, it scales better, but you're doing 100 damage less with it at the moment, for example. So yes, I could increase faith and be like, oh well, it's going to affect my sword and my incantations, but you don't do as much damage with the fire part of the sword compared to the physical. So if we just want more raw damage on the sword, we're better off doing dex at the moment, but faith will give us scaling on that fire damage. However, something also that's quite important that you have to keep in mind is this back? Have we doubled back? We've somehow doubled back on ourselves. Hang on. But yeah, the scaling on the sword, how it works, so okay, we could put into faith, and it will give us bonuses to our incantations as well. But another thing to keep in mind is that it is, of course, fire damage. Which means anything that we can get that buffs fire damage, and there are certain incantations and spells and items that can do this. It's like, well, yeah, you can get... you absolutely can get... yeah, we came back and we went that way instead of this way. You absolutely can get... These are definitely weak to fire. We should probably just use the ability on them even if there's just one, because of how much swinging it takes. But yeah, anything that we can add to our fire damage is absolutely ridiculous on this sword in particular, because it'll buff the regular swings. God damn. I'm going to use you to heal off now. But yeah, basically, the things we get that boost fire damage, apparently the way it works is multiplicative. So that's to say, let's say I get 100 damage on... Say I'm doing 100 fire damage on the weapon, and I get a 10% boost to fire damage on a talisman or something, I'll have an additional 11 damage. So if I'm getting 100 damage on fire, and I put a 10% boost to make boost talisman on, I'll get an extra 10 damage. If I then put another talisman on that does the same, it'll give me 10% of the new total, and I'll get 11 additional to take me to 121. But the thing is, these... So, yeah, you can get some pretty hefty boosts on the talismans. And different bits that you can do with fire and stuff. I think the pots are weak to strike weapons. Don't hold me to that, but they seem like they would be. So if they're clay pots, clay is going to be basically, I mean, you make it in a fire for a start. Yeah, they're way more resistant to my physical attacks. And the fire damage isn't particularly effective. But I bet if I were wielding a massive hammer instead, I'd have absolutely shredded it. Anyway. But yeah, so we can boost our fire damage quite a bit if we want. But more importantly, like I said, the fire from this weapon scales from the faith. So if we're just wanting more damage, we'd be better off going into dex. But that's again if we're wanting just more raw damage. Faith will affect our incantations as well, which means it's probably better to have yeah, probably better to have multiple levels being put into faith now from now on. But interesting to find that out, that yeah, if I do want to boost the physical damage now, I should be putting into dex, not strength anymore. Did not know about those diminishing returns from each of the levels. Put in. Now, of course, that said, we need to refresh our magic. Hello? Ow, that... Yeah, we got hit multiple times there. What's really good though about the... so I've forgotten that it does this. When we hit something with those flames, so not only do we get health and things off people who die, but when we hit them with those, with the big special flame attack from our unique Ash of War on this weapon, the Taker's Flames, we lifesteal. I nearly thought we were gonna like kick one into the other to send them both off. Looks like dwarven ruins or something. Oh, he really like grabs you, doesn't he? But yeah, so watch. For example, I hit this guy, I get a big heal, and then a little heal from his death. For quite a nice bit of health in total. Right, where do we go from here? Ah, this one opens. Hello. Right, we're now on 150 odd rooms, so we want to start being quite careful at this point. Why would he be saying that? Did he come from like the bottom to get here or something? Ambush. Right, gotcha. Got him. But yeah, so all this though, basically, it's made me start thinking about the sort of build I should be trying to move towards. And it'll be a steady move, because we're not going to get there quick. The level's that expensive now. Saw him at the last, literally the last second. But yeah, so I think from now on we're probably going to go heavy on faith. Let's see what this is going to look up to. Oh, wow. Okay, that really fills your health bar. I accidentally used it. Weak foe, be wary of the dark. Did we go in there, by the way? As we passed by, I guess. Right. Okay. Traverse the mist. There we go. Oh. Okay, we just want to be careful about health. Yeah, we might have become. Just looks at all the death around me, all the blood stains. It's like, yep, okay, we're pretty good. Apparently, as well. Now, this is something that I have found out since, because I've been trying to avoid watching too much of the game, because I don't want spoilers. I'm trying desperately to avoid spoilers, and so I've been looking into it a bit though now, watching people play through like the first areas, and Holy, apparently the best option in this DLC is to just go with a big strength build with a big shield and a lot of vitality and endurance and just smash everything. That's apparently the best option. By the way, was there a summoning pool in here? Did I touch it? I did. Good. If I end up playing co-op or something later, I'll be able to access that then. Right. But yes. So, at the beginning, when I was thinking, oh god, why is everything like got so much health and it's so aggro? So, this is true, and a lot of people have actually been complaining online and in Steam reviews and that about enemy aggression and it being too hard and things. Though people always tend to complain that these games from software are very difficult. You know, it's not unusual. Everyone does that all the time. See if I can kill these again. I've just realised how many souls we're just casually carrying about. We should spend those. But yeah, apparently, so I wasn't wrong. It felt like that because, yep, it is exactly like that. And the best counter to it is, if you just want to have an easier time with the DLC, is, yeah, to have big chunky armor, and like, that guy's just gone past there. Big chunky armor, big chunky shield, because it is very difficult to dodge these bosses, supposedly, because they're just so aggro and just obliterating you, that it's difficult to just find a moment to heal and things. So if you're having difficulty trying to dodge roll everything, because that's the other thing, and no, you know, can't blame the players much for being conditioned into dodge rolling everything. But these current bosses, it's like, yeah, they do big long combos with lots of attacks, and you'll often try to dodge and you'll just not have enough iframes, or the follow-up attacks will get you after you've dodged the first one or two. And so apparently the best ways of doing it are either to try and move out of the way with a quick sprint, like just a quick dash, to just physically move out of the way of the enemy and like backstep and back up and stuff, or to use move sets of certain weapons that allow you to like maneuver as you are swinging. Certain of the new weapons allow you to do this, and apparently, what else is there? There's then yeah, there's obviously, you can just block if you've got enough stamina, which I happen to have. But yeah, it's the easiest build to run through it with is, yeah, big strengthened armor build. And it seems like now that we've got these blessings going off, and there's a big thing around like collect the blessings, collect these fragments, get your blessing level up, because it helps big time. And I think we're starting to feel that now. A lot of the enemies are starting to feel a lot weaker to us. Anyway, so all that, and it's painting a picture of the new meta, at least on this section of the game, is to go at least be fairly tanky and able to block an attack or two, rather than just solely relying upon dodge rolling. But we can do both. I mean, I can do medium rolls, which is unusual for someone in full plate, but we can. Right. So I've been mentioning faith and dex and things, so you'll notice, right? R1 armament goes from 767 to 769. It doesn't do much. Put up Dex, but maybe I'm wrong with the scaling. Or maybe it's just not that big a difference on a single level, but Dex will nudge it up there as well. However, Faith puts up the same. However, that will buff all of our Faith will of course buff all of our incantations. One thing to keep in mind though, that putting up strength here does boost physical power in addition to boosting our attack power. So there is that to keep in mind. Our actual physical defense on the right does go up from that. But I'm going to start putting into Faith now. We'll consider Dex later maybe, because it does still scale into Dex, so... God, that's a ridiculous amount that we need now. I've gone up 11 levels since the beginning. Which, considering how much it requires per level, is amazing. We're practically miracle workers. Right. But yeah, simply put, from now on we're probably going to be going more into the Faith side of things, and we might want to eventually start looking into... If we decide maybe we don't need as much, like, oh, we don't need the mega stamina recovery, and maybe we can, you know, we could go into these just to make us, like, even tougher if we're versing an enemy that maybe inflicts us with different ailments. Or we could literally raise incantation potency. That could be a good one to go for. But yeah, apparently our attack, I think I remember as well from our looking at it, it's not just a fire attack, but it's considered to be magma, which makes sense when you look at the particle effect and stuff of it, like the special effects of the sword attack. It counts as magma, so it could raise fire attack, but it will lower damage negation and magma potency. And yeah, we could theoretically with that, we could massively increase our damage should we want to, right? Just saying, if we suddenly decided we want to go a bit aggro, and that's another thing, it's also helped that we've finally taken off this Source Seal. It was increasing damage taken. I don't think it was massive, and the stats boost probably was worth it, but since we're coming across these tougher and tougher bosses, taking that off, I think just being able to take the additional hit or so has been more worth it. But yeah. Apparently as well, we can get a high tier version of this. The Pearl Drake somewhere out here. You can get like high tier versions of all these now. So I'm very much thinking, yeah, we could get like just immunity practically to all damage if we want. Or we could swap some of that stuff out to get better with yeah, just wreck face with the sword and do tons of fire damage. Because the thing is to remember is, against a boss, like, we use that fire attack on that, and we can really, like, okay, we can have HP potions, or we can just keep attacking and heal as we attack. Because I'll be honest, I'd forgotten that it actually heals me when I attack with this, with the special ability. Completely forgot. Now that I've remembered, I'm glad I watched that guide on YouTube about it all. We might want to pivot the way that we fight and how we're using our build again. This is what happens when it's been ages since you last played. Absolutely ages. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. We're closing. Well, we've just passed the hour mark actually. I'm gonna call this here, and next time we'll continue on. Where will we be going? Oh, we're all the way over here, aren't we? So we went. Yeah, that's taken us. Yeah, we're under this bit. We were here. Let's roll. We're definitely approaching as well areas that drop way more runes. Like then, granted though, we did just kill a boss, so that's where a lot of them came from. But we went through that village and that jail, and we got well, we went from like 80 odd thou to I think we gained like 100 thou from just that, and then we beat the boss and went up to like 260 something thou runes. So the boss was probably worth. I bet the boss was probably worth about 100k or something. I wasn't looking at the time, but I bet it was something like that, and we'd probably found about that much on the way. So yeah, right. It looks like we're going to be going up here into this cathedral next time. So it looks like we'll be trying that out. We'll see where this leads. I don't think it will allow us to go up here. I mean, you never know. There might be one of those things that a horse can jump up or something. But we're beginning to kind of run out our... We're beginning to run out of the different avenues to go through here. We've got the castle, we've got this, we've got the areas here that we've still not been to, and obviously everything that's behind said castle that we've not been to. We've not been to this castle yet, and I do wonder if either from up here or from the back of here somewhere there's a route that will maybe take us over to this eventually. But it might be a while, because I think we've got to go over all these giant floating islands with these massive stone ruins on at some point. That's probably going to be a whole ordeal. For now though, thank you very much for watching. This has been Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree, and I will see you next time. Oh, he's got the right idea. Another guy with massive armor on. But yeah, next time we'll be going up to this, visiting... And I'm guessing it's a cathedral, and I mean it looks like it's either that or it's like a big greenhouse, one or the other. I'll see you next time.